Welcome everyone. Today we are going to learn about the pollination, the step that helps flowering plants reproduce. आपके दिमाग में एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा होगा, अगर पोलन खुद से नहीं मिल सकते तो वो स्टिग्मा तक कैसे पहुंचते हैं? Yes, since the pollen and the ovules are non-motile, plants use pollination. Pollination, the process of transferring pollen from anther to stigma to bring them together. Pollination is of three types. First, the autogamy. Autogamy, we can also call it self-pollination. Pollen is transferred in the same flower. For example, in case of pea plant, it is of two types, clistogamous and xenogamous in case of viola plant. Clistogamous flowers never open and always self-pollinate. Chasmogamous flowers, they are open flowers. In clistogamous flowers, anther and stigma are so close that pollination happens without any external help. Second type of pollination is geitonogamy. The pollination between flowers of the same plant. Pollination needs an agent, but genetically it's similar to autogamy. For example, maize plants. The third type of pollination is xenogamy, also known as cross-pollination. The pollen from one plant reaches the flowers of another plant. This promotes genetic variations and it requires agents like wind, insects, and water. It introduces genetic variations, making plant more adaptable. It requires some agents, wind, water, or insects. Abiotic agents, the non-living agents, the wind. The pollination occurs by wind, known as anemophily. The pollen is light, dry, and produced in large number in these plants. The pollens are feathery, stigma help, and there no petal, fragrance, and there is no need of colorful petals, fragrance, or nectar. For example, in case of wheat, grass, and corn. The second agent, water. If the pollination occurs by water, it is called as hydrophily. Hydrophily is seen in aquatic plants. For example, Vallisneria and Zostera. The pollen floats on or inside the water. This is the important characteristic of the plants in which the pollination occurs by water. But they don't need to attract animals or insects. Their pollen just rides the wind or float in water. Now the last is the biotic agent, the living agents. Most flowers are pollinated by insects, but sometimes birds, bats, and other animals. Insects, if the pollination occurs by insects, it is called as entomophily. Bright colored pollen grains with large number and the flowers produce scent and nectars. Sticky pollen. Pollination by birds called the ornithophily. Tubular red flowers with nectars, for example, hibiscus. Pollination occurs by bats called gyroterophily. The nocturnal flowers with strong odor. Only those that touch both anther and stigma. Others may visit the flower but don't help in pollination. They are called pollen robbers. Pollen चोरी करने वाले. Pollen robbers. Some interesting things. Some plants have a unique bond with their pollinators. For example, yucca and moths. The moth pollinates the flower and lay eggs inside the ovary. Amorphophallus. flower that provides shelter for egg laying insect। आप एक छोटा सा प्रयोग करके देख सकते हैं। Observe flowers like cucumber, mango, rose, papaya। देखिए कि इन पर कौन कौन से जानवर आते हैं और क्या वो एंथर और स्टिग्मा को टच करते हैं। तो हमने अभी डिस्कस किया है द पॉलिनेशन ब्रिंग्स मेल एंड फीमेल gametes together, types of pollination, autogamy, geitonogamy and xenogamy, agents of pollination, wind, water and animals. Can you answer these questions? What is pollination? Name one water pollinated plant. फूलों में सुगंध क्यों होती है? Which type of pollination increase genetic variations? So it all about the pollination. Thank you all.